Hello there, and welcome to my next video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia that I definitely haven't had to record like 3 fucking times already because my recording software decided right at the end of it to give me nothing but a blank screen. So I'm really hoping this time will be successful. I think I figured it out, but I can't lie, that's really goddamn annoying. But anyway, we soldier on and we do what we can do. So, this time I will be tackling the Lock event EX quest, or the treasure hunting EX. Because remember, guys, he's not a thief; he's a treasure hunter, and we're bringing along Lightning, Lilisette, and Bartz with a Setzer non-friend and Bahamut summon. Now, bear with me on this. So, I have been farming Idojas for Lightning quite a fair bit since the last time you will have seen her in action, and she's not perfect, but she's about as perfect as she's going to get, because I'm not willing to waste any more SP potions on chasing absolutely perfect double oranges when we are so close to the Ultimate Ifrit event and the summon boards. So she does have one 108 and Flourish, and the other two are 108 330s. CP costs are not perfect, but you know what? She's looking pretty damn good. I'm pretty pleased with what I've got on her so far. It would be better in overall if she had 3 108 and flourishes, but you know, we take what we can get. And Ultimate Ifrit should be looming pretty close now, actually, come to think of it, because we've got the Bahamut World of Illusions coming up pretty soon. I think it's on Monday. It's on Monday for me, because you know I'm from England. It'll probably be on Sunday for some folks in the Americas. And then we've got Diabolus coming, or Diabolus, at the end of the month, and then that clears the path for the Ifrit event. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure as hell ready to get my farm on. I've got over 150 SP potions and a little bit more free time than I probably should have, and I am absolutely going to spam the shit out of that like a complete degenerate, because the tickets and the gems will be very welcome, and the armor tokens actually. I wonder if we're going to get into the 90 CP armors at that time. So anyway, that's my Lightning. I'm definitely going to bring her along to this event because she's almost tailor-made for it, to be honest. My Lilisette artifacts are pretty much the same as they were before, but we've got the most important thing in here with the triple moonshades. And I've also been farming quite hard for my Bartz artifacts, or my Bartifacts, as I ended up calling them before. So I've got a triple simple mastery, 2 108s, 1 mighty double hand. It would have been ideal, to be honest, if I would have had at least one Max Brave 330 in there. But you know, this is pretty good as it is, and I've got to say the extra power on double hand really helps out with reaching the 80% Max Brave threshold. Because yeah, he has to reach 80% or higher of his Max Brave to trigger the HP attack, and that is probably the only thing that I can mark Bartz down for at the moment. Like, reworked Bartz is a beast, but that is the one thing to bear in mind when using him, that he might need a little bit of help getting to double hand. But with these artifacts, it's definitely minimised. He can almost do it from 0 Brave, depending on which team you use. So yeah, I was actually farming really hard for Bartz artifacts, and I just got showered in Lael and Terra artifacts, and I'm like, come on, where are my Bartifacts? But then I did one run and I got a shit ton of them, and I got like all of those almost in a row, and I was like, oh, all right, I see you, game, I see you. I'll take it. And I've got basically almost a perfect Lael as well at this point. My Terra, I'm sorry to say to you Terra fans out there, but I did actually use her artifacts as fodder for other characters. My reason for doing that was because she's not going to be relevant again until her level 70 awakening, you know, sorry to say, when she does get her rework as well. And she becomes super good when she gets her rework, but she still has longevity issues, and then she gets power crept by Ace of all people around that time, and Ace actually gets his EX plus, like Terra is still yet to get hers. So I'm actually quite looking forward to using Ace. I've got his 15 and his 35. I don't have his EX, but I may pull for it on one of the later banners that comes out. I'm not sure exactly where yet, or like when I'm going to invest in it, but you know, it'd be nice to use someone different, and he really does become quite a monster when he gets reworked. Now Terra still has yet to get her EX Plus in the Japanese version, and I kind of wonder how that's going to turn out, because her base EX skill is really shitty, to be honest. It's really not remarkable. So I hope she gets a good EX plus. I know she gets a rework with the Magicite stacking mechanic, or the Magitech mechanic. But okay, so characters that have received a buff in their reworks, Square has kind of been keeping quite faithfully to how that character actually feels to play before the rework. You know, they've just been kind of enhancing the numbers, bringing in new mechanics, and Terra has always been a very bursty, very high damage magic user. But I think she was noteworthy for being one of the characters who could quite consistently reach the 99999 damage limit outside of summon. And she's kind of similar to Varn in the sense that she kind of just burns out, you know, like a bright spark, just absolutely sort of blows herself up, and then she's kind of dry. She has no skills, and she doesn't want to. She doesn't have that much usefulness left. But the difference is that Varn's skills actually hit twice. And he has that brave cashback mechanic now as well, so they hit really fucking hard, even at EX Plus level in Chaos content. So I don't know what they're going to do with Terra, like how they're going to fix her fundamental issue of not being able to deal enough damage. I mean, I know Chaos bosses have ridiculous defense, so maybe Meltdown would be quite helpful for that, and maybe her high potencies can help punch through some of that defense. But I think it depends on what if they introduce anything new with her EX Plus. We'll have to see. I hope they give her something a bit more exciting, you know, than just like a framed buff and an increase in numbers, but we'll see. And because this is the lock event, and because all FF6 characters have synergy in it, I'm going to let my inner FF6 lore geek out for a second and say, why the fuck is Terra always, why is it always Magitech with Terra outside of FF6? Why is she always represented by like Magitech armor, and the stacking buff she gets on her rework with the Magicite icon, clearly Magicite, says Magitech? Why is that? Like, when you're in FF6 and you start the game, Terra is in the Magitech armor for all of about 15 to 20 minutes throughout the entire introductory sequence while she has the slave crown on, and then she gets freed from it by Locke and by the returners, spoilers, not really spoilers, and she kind of, you know, gets her control of her mind back from Kefka and the Empire, and then she basically is not seen again in the suit of Magitech armor until like your entire party decides to board them when they're escaping from, I think it's the prison camp where Kefka poisons the river of Doma. And you kind of meet up with Cyan on the way out, and you see Leo for the first time. I think it's around there, and everyone gets in them. And yeah, she's got extra attacks in the Magitech armor for some reason. But even in games like World of Final Fantasy, when you summon her, she's like in the armor. Why is the armor her thing? That's not her thing. It's not Magitech. It's an FF6, right? Magitech is magic technology, right? It's artificial infusion of magic, because the Gestalian Empire is extracting the essence from the Espers, and Kefka got a Magitech infusion, and that's kind of what drove him insane. And Celes is a Magitech knight, that's why she has ice spells, because she was infused with that artificially. But Terra, spoiler alert for FF6, skip ahead if you care, Terra's a half Esper. That's the reason she has magic. She can cast magic naturally. So Magitech is the last thing that you should be associating with Terra. So I don't understand why outside FF6 it's always Magitech. But anyway, that's just that's me getting on my my nerdy little soapbox there for a second. And okay, so bear with me. We're going with a Setzer non-friend here because I only need him for 3 turns. Right. So this event is basically like, how fast can we kill the Dark Phoenix? Like, how fucking quickly can we blitz him down? That's basically what it is. And he has lightning weakness, and most of the time he has melee weakness, so lightning here is absolutely stupid, and it's a brilliant excuse for me to bring her along to some high-end content again. Really soon after her EX as well. I was quite surprised about that. I'm like, oh hell yes, lightning is getting used. And it also has ranged weakness. So I mean, and he had. So I mean, I'm not like a mathematician or anything, but I mean like Setzer plus red card plus ranged weakness plus synergy plus Bahamut equals profit. You know, I think that's a pretty good It's a pretty accurate formula we've got going on there. So I only need him during Bahamut really, because outside of it, Lightning does she does more because she gets the free turns, or at least they do if they stack up correctly and if we get lucky. So without further ado, let us begin. And hopefully by the time I finish this stage, I will actually have a video I can upload that's not a black screen. So here I'm going to be using Spark Strike to get the attack buff up, because Lightning, her Spark Strike is useful because it actually gives her a 40% attack up buff, which I've kind of paid more attention to now we're outside of the Caius EX quest, like Destiny's at Odds or whatever it was called. So even though Spark Strike by itself isn't the greatest attack, although it sure would have been better if it would have been a Brave plus HP attack, you know, like she gets on her rework. If only you could have given her that in advance, maybe, Square? Yes? No? Okay. But even though it's not the greatest attack, especially because we've got two, like, basically batteries that'll battery the shit out of her, it's still pretty good, especially because of that buff. She won't need that buff here because she does absolutely monstrous damage because it's like double weakness. But on other content, you definitely want to make sure at least that the attack buff doesn't fall off. So anyway, we're just going to Sensual Dance up here and just work our way through the enemy hordes. Yeah, I'll use Missile first. There we go. So here's the question. Will Missile be enough to kill this thing? Yes, yes it will. Perfect! Of course, I still need to use Double Hand. But that's fine. I think we can use a Flourish of Steel here as Lightning. And we can break the middle one, that's fine too. So that'll be Bartz's EX that's ready. All that one damage. Terrifying. I'm quaking in my boots. Oh look! The magic pixel strikes again. Now I'm going to leave C, just in case we actually do get a turn with Lightning, because I am going to use Spark Strike here. And we do get a turn. And I'm going to use Flourish of Steel. Oh, and we take out two of them, how annoying. Yeah, let's just go Double Hands. And I should have left that one for Lightning. I know I should. But she still gets the kill here. I don't need to use Army of One. Yet. Okay, so that's actually perfect. You can use the Ainiki for that Max Brave, and that should kill that thing. She's still got the Max Brave and the attack buffs, that's perfect. And so we can now enter the boss wave. And if I'm lucky, then Lightning will go first. If I'm not as lucky, Lilisette will go first. If I'm super unlucky, Bartz will go first. Oh hey, look at that. That's unfortunate, isn't it? But at least we can get the defense debuff up on Missile. And I'm gonna get the speed debuff on this thing first. At least we're doing all 9s from the get-go, eh? So I'm going to use Double Hand here for the most damage, because I am absolutely going to use Sensual Dance on the next turn. And at least Lightning will get a free turn after this. Or she should do at least. Yeah, there we go. So we absolutely spam the shit out of Flourish of Steel. The most that we absolutely can. Because look, she almost caps her brave from like basically nowhere. So I could use Yaniki here and I'd lose like 4k damage. And then lightning would lose like... Yeah, I'll use the wind. We've got the death debuff up. So she should absolutely be able to spam flourish. 22k, yes, that's not bad. Okay, so lightning gets the next turn, that's good. I could have used missile there probably, but never mind. Okay, so we only have one. Not quite as much damage as it could have been. Okay, so I'm absolutely going to Flourish of Steel here. I'm going to Central Dance. And now, because we can't break the thing, and because on its next turn it's going to use a Brave Plus hit, it's going to use, a HP attack where it batteries itself, so we're absolutely all going to take HP damage, and there ain't nothing any of us can do about it. But Setzer can. So if I use a Flourish of Steel here, it's going to recover from break in like the next turn or the next 2 turns, and lightning's going to be useless. So this is right before it pops this all attack. It's the perfect time to bring in our 3-turn Setzer and pop the Bahamut summon. Now, name of the game here, if we use Freeze Joker, that battery will be absolutely wasted on both Lilisette and Bartz. Meanwhile, we won't even do as much damage as we do with red card. So red card buffs him with like max brave up and attack up, and if we're lucky, like he's only showing 1 turn there, but hopefully we'll get 3 turns of red card in during the Bahamut. So we'll want to draw Monster Card. Sorry, that was lame. Okay, so that's not working out as well for us as I would have liked, I'll be honest. Oh, this run's going tits up, isn't it? Okay, I won't be getting as low turn counts as I got in the previous runs of this, which is unfortunate. But we work with what we have, don't we? Yeah, look, I don't even get fucking 3 turns of Setzer in summon. He's just gone and ruined my plans. That sucks. I've lost like fucking 10k damage or something. Whatever. I don't care. And so lightning comes back, and she was supposed to get a free turn there, but she doesn't. Because of course she doesn't. Well, this is just not very good, isn't it? This is just not very good at all. So I could either do a missile here to get the full battery for everyone, but lightning loses a free turn. Or I could just do a launch with a dry launch without actually doing any kind of HP damage. Well, this whole run is going to be suboptimal. So I'm going to go for the free turn for lightning. I think it's more important. I might be wrong. Oh god, no, the turn count, what is happening? No, that's filthy. 42. Oh well. Not as good as my previous runs. In fact, with a better turn lineup and with Setzer in Bahamut, I actually got 37 turns before. That's my record here. But I mean, this'll do. It's clean enough. Oh yeah, look at that score difference. Like that 191k was from like 37 turns. I had three sets of turns in Bahamut, and then when he swapped back out, lightning came back, and the boss was ready to break straight away. You know, it just lined up a lot better because of the turn order, which is one thing I'm not too fond of in this game. Turn order can definitely play its part. But anyway, at least I've finally managed to get a run recorded for this, I hope. So that being said, I will see you guys all for the next one, which is probably going to be the heretic quests that are coming up in a few days. I'm quite looking forward to those, actually. Some hopefully challenging content that will require a bit of diversity in the rosters, because we won't get to use any boosted characters. So I'll probably put out a video for that one, and I'll see you then. So, and until then, see you later.